At the turn of the 20th century, African Americans founded and developed the Greenwood District in Tulsa, Oklahoma, built on what had formerly been Indian territory. The community grew and flourished as a black economic and cultural mecca until May 31st, 1921. That's when a white mob began a rampage through some 35 square blocks, decimating the community known proudly as Black Wall Street. Armed rioters, many deputized by local police, looted and burned down businesses, homes, schools, churches, a hospital, hotel, public library, newspaper offices, and more. While the official death toll of the Tulsa Race Massacre was 36, historians estimate it may have been as high as 300. As many as 10,000 people were left homeless. The incident stands as one of the most horrific acts of racial violence and domestic terrorism ever committed on American soil. The neighborhood, considered as Black Wall Street, was known to be rich, not just in terms of wealth, but in culture and in heritage also. North Greenwood Avenue in Tulsa, Oklahoma, prior to the 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre, was a main thoroughfare of the Greenwood Commercial District. Between segregation laws that prevented black residents from shopping in white neighborhoods and the desire to keep money circulate in their own community, Greenwood residents collectively funneled their cash into local black businesses. Greenwood became a robust and self-sustaining community which boasted barbershops and salons, clothing stores, jewelers, restaurants, taverns, pool halls, movie houses, and grocers, as well as offices for doctors, dentists, and lawyers. At the time of the massacre, Greenwood was considered by many to be the wealthiest black community in the nation. The incident began on the morning of May 30th, 1921, after a young black man named Dick Rowland, who worked shining shoes. He rode the elevator of Tulsa's Drexel building to use one of the few available segregated public restrooms downtown. After the female elevator operator screamed, Rowland fled the elevator, and rumors quickly spread of an alleged sexual assault. The next day he was arrested, leading to an armed confrontation outside the courthouse between a growing white crowd and black men hoping to defend Rowland from being lynched. As things became heated and shots were fired, the vastly outnumbered African Americans retreated to the Greenwood District. The white group followed, and as the night unfolded, violence exploded. Throughout that night and into June the 1st, much of Greenwood became enveloped in billowing dark smoke as members of the mob went from house to house and store to store, looting and then torching buildings. Fleeing residents were sometimes shot down in the street. Many survivors report low-flying planes, some raining down bullets or inflammables. By noon of June 1st, Oklahoma Governor Robertson declared martial law and sent in the Oklahoma National Guard. Officials arrested and detained thousands of black Tulsans, shepherding them to the local convention center and fairgrounds. Now, my question here is, why did the National Guard come in and detain black residents when it were the white residents who was doing the looting and the robbing and the killing and who knows what else? But what's more important is, how was Black Wall Street started? What is the origins of Black Wall Street? Well, historically speaking, a guy by the name of Ottawa W. Gurley, also known as OW, was a turn of the 20th century black educator, entrepreneur, and landowner who was born to former enslaved Africans. In 1889, after resigning from a position he held with the Grover Cleveland presidential administration, O.W. moved from his home state of Arkansas to Perry, Oklahoma, in order to participate in the Oklahoma land grab of 1889. With his wife Emma, he later relocated to Tulsa to seize economic opportunities resulting from the city's multiracial population boom. Once there, O.W. purchased a 40-acre tract of undeveloped land where he built a grocery store on a dirt road that ran just north of the train tracks. O.W. later formed a partnership with fellow black businessman John the Baptist Stratford, aka JB, with whom he shared a general distrust of white people. Both men chose to go by their initials instead of their first names. This action was a form of silent protest because men in the South were customarily addressed by their surnames, while boys were called by their first names. Sadly, white men often address black men by their first names as a form of emasculation. By using their initials, O.W. and J.B. circumvented this practice. They were some smart guys. O.W. and J.B. occasionally held different opinions. For example, while O.W. subscribed to the philosophies of African-American educator Booker T. Washington, J.B. favored the more radical views of civil rights activist W.E.B. Du Bois. But despite their differences, the pair worked in a lockstep to develop an all-black district in Tulsa. They subdivided the land into housing zones, retail lots, alleys, and streets, all of which were exclusively available to other African Americans who were fleeing lynchings and other racial horrors. After O.W. built several square, two-story brick boarding houses near his grocery store, he called the street on which these structures sat Greenwood Avenue, after the Mississippi town from which many of his early residents hailed from. Before long, the entire area became known as Greenwood, which soon became the site for a school, as well as an African Methodist Episcopal church. But O.W.'s crowning project was the Gurley Hotel, whose high quality rivaled that of the finest white hotels in the state. As hundreds of African Americans immigrated to Greenwood for the oil boom, O.W. and J.B. became increasingly wealthy, with O.W. boasting a reported net worth of $150,000. Think of how much money that was back then. Just think of it. That probably would be like today, maybe $5 million. O.W. leveraged this fortune to launch a black Masonic lodge and an employment agency, while bankrolling efforts to resist black voter suppression in the state. Now, I told y'all what happened in the, with the massacre. And then I told you how OW and JB came together. They were the catalysts. They were the spearheads, but there were other people involved too. But they came together with a vision to do something bigger for the black race, for the black community. Now, what I'm saying today is, where are the OWs? Where are the JBs? Let me say this right here. In America right now, there are 800 billionaires in the United States. And 7, and some say 8 of those 800 are black. You heard me right. Out of 800 billionaires that are in the United States, it's from 7 to 8 that are black. It depends on by who stats you go by. So we're going to say 7 to 8 billionaires are in the United States. Okay, so you got Robert Smith. He's worth $6 billion. Oprah Winfrey, $3 billion. David Stewart, $3.7 billion. Kanye West, $1.8 billion. Michael Jordan, $1.6 billion. Jay-Z, $1.4 billion. Beyonce, $500 million. Tyler Perry, $1 billion. Dr. Dre, $820 million. Diddy, $885 million. Russell Simmons, $340 million. Master P, $200 million. Bill Cosby, $400 million. Where is Black Wall Street today? You still got LeBron James, you got James Harden, you still got a lot of more, but I'm just naming you some big bankrollers. Where is the Black Wall Street today? It does not exist. Why does it not exist? Why can't your OWs and your JBs, I just named you some OWs and JBs right there. They got billions of dollars, and some of them got hundreds of millions of dollars. That's enough. That's more than enough money for you and your family to live off. So where are the OWs and the JBs today to put our Black Wall Street into action, so we can have our own black banks, our own black schools, our own black colleges, our own black hospital? Where are these people today? That was way back then. OW and JB, they had a vision, and that vision was burned down. But now we need to be like the phoenix. Out of those ashes of Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, the phoenix need to rise from those ashes. The phoenix need to rise from those ashes. The phoenix need to rise from those ashes. We got too many black billionaires and multimillionaires in this country for the phoenix not to rise from those ashes of Tulsa, Oklahoma's Black Wall Street. The phoenix need to rise from those ashes. Shame on you, LeBron James. Shame on you, Oprah Winfrey. Shame on you, Tyler Perry. Shame on you, Jay-Z. Shame on you, Diddy. Shame on you, Kanye West, David Stewart. Shame on you, Beyonce. Shame on you, Dr. Dre. Shame on you, Russell Simmons. Shame on you, Bill Cosby. Shame on you, Master P. We made y'all, and y'all have forsaken us. We made y'all, and y'all have forsaken us. Where do we go from here? We made y'all. Shame on you, Al Sharpton. You don't have the money, but your voice been out there a long time, and you forsaken us. Shame on you, Jesse Jackson. Benjamin Crump, you didn't know Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. Shame on y'all. The phoenix must rise from the ashes. The phoenix must rise from the ashes. Where is the new Black Wall Street? We got all this money. But guess what? These people are scared. They are afraid. They are afraid. Shaking in their boots. Remember Suge Knight? Remember Irv Gotti? Remember Jay Prince was trying to put together the conglomerate, the powerhouse black record label that was going to manufacture, promote, market, and distribute its own merchandise. Remember what happened? That's why these people that we have given power, these people that we have made rich, that's why they have forsaken us. But guess what? The phoenix must rise from the ashes. Where is the new Black Wall Street? Where is the new Black Wall Street?